Good afternoon and thank you. Wow, we are so excited here on the 27th of July. My name is Malo Ramoshaba and this is a special insert from Off the Pitch. We are here at Wisani Primary School in the heart of Johannesburg, the heart of Soweto. Ma, we would just like to thank you. And on behalf of ourselves as Off the Pitch and Exco Group, we are donating 100,000 rands worth of apparel to Wisani Primary School. We are here with the Deputy Principal. We are so happy that you guys were able to accept the gift. We really appreciate this.
Oh, thank you very much. From the Exco Group and Of the Pitch, would like to say thank you very much for what you have done to our school. This is for the first time this happened to us. Please do it again and again if you get more gifts. On behalf of primary school, we say thank you very much. Do it again, do not stop. And other schools that are the same as our school, please do not ngaphela amandla, and then do it in other schools as you have done in our schools. Our kids are so happy. This is for the first time they receive such a
Are you serious?
huge
The first
gift.
time? Wow.
This is for the first time and they are so happy. You can even see them outside. They're jumping up and down. They're so happy. We are also happy as well because we are going to receive something as teachers because there are so many bigger t-shirts and shorts. We are so very thankful. Please do not forget to bring more. We appreciate you, Peach and Exco.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We love you because you chose us. This shows that you love us. Thank you very much.
100%. Thank you, Ma. Thank you. You know, that really just touched my heart when you said it's the first time this has ever happened for you guys. And, you know, when we started the show, that's what we wanted to do, to be able to give back. We started our show, Soweto TV. Now it's moved to other TV channels as well. But one of the big things is not for us to just create a sports show, but how can we give back to the community that we are shooting? So we would really like to say once more, thank you so much for you and everyone at your school. We know the kids are going to absolutely love the apparel. And for everyone who just wants to have a look at, you know, one of the items we've been able to give to the school, thanks to Exco, 100,000 rands to Wisani Primary School. We thank you so much and we love you.
And it's of a quality as well.
Thank you so
very
much. Wow, Off the Pitch, we are back. We're looking forward to an absolutely amazing show. And those were clips that you saw of us with our partners Exco Group in Pimville at Wisani School, giving away, contributing back to society. You know, we're not only a sports show, we obviously like to give back and obviously work with a lot of people in the communities. But I hope you have had an absolutely brilliant sporting couple of months. There's a lot that's been happening. But join us. My name is Malo Ramoshaba. This is Off the Pitch Sports Show. But I'm not alone in studio. Very excited about our conversation with this gentleman. Tiyani, probably the #1 sports journalist out there. Waka Mabasa, how you doing, brother?
Thanks, Malo. I haven't seen you in a long time.
100%. You and I come from way back. I mean, maybe for the viewers or people that don't know who I'm chatting to, I mean, you're looking amazing there in your orange gear. Talk to us about yourself, your career, and, you know, where you are currently at the moment.
Yeah, I've been a journalist for 17 years. I've worked for, Sokala Domadaro was my first. And I went to Kickoff, then Sowetan. Then I opened up my own publication, Far Post. Unfortunately, things didn't go well there, difference of opinion with the partners. And we parted ways and I opened up Unplayable, and I believe it's the fastest growing football publication in the country. No question about it.
Lovely.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be arrogant about these things.
Why not, Why not?
Yeah.
And how's it been going? I mean, some of the challenges,
I love it. The only challenge is that around social media especially, you have a lot of copycats, so you break news, someone copies it and puts it somewhere else. as their own work. That's the challenge that we face. But the reality is, people see where it's coming from, and people see Unplayable being, the publication to go to, and we're going to grow. When I say we're going to grow, people say you must always say we, but I'm alone.
100%.
I do it alone. So
what are some of the top breaking stories that maybe in the last month you've broken and maybe some people have copied? I mean, what's trending?
Quite a lot.
It's been transfer window.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll always dominate in that space. You can't have all this experience for 17 years and still be, playing second fiddle to others. Can be, Some of the top stories: Ronan Williams to Sundowns was first on Unplayable. Gavin Hunt reunited with SuperSport United,
big one.
first on Unplayable. Can I go on?
Lovely, absolutely lovely. We're chatting here to Tiyani Mabasa with everything that's going on in the football world. But maybe let's go back. Last season for you, I mean, let's just have a look back at the season that was, the top 8, some of the big moves that happened and the teams that, in your opinion, did extremely well. I mean, Royal AM, just to name one.
Yeah, absolutely, Marlo. We have to give credit where it's due sometimes, and credit to PSL clubs. They're getting better and better, which is something I like, If you look in the transfer space, we used to have club bosses running to the PSL, almost, falling on the steps at the PSL, just to register players. You find the boss is running, club boss with papers and everything, getting out of his big car and into the PSL with all sorts of papers. You wondering, does he have everything?
It's now more professional.
Yeah, more professional now, where clubs buy their players early, register their players early. If they're releasing you, it's early. I still don't like some of the stuff that they do, when they release players. And especially to do with this option nonsense in contracts. Yeah, it's something that we have to get rid of in South African football. You can't say a player, now you go against the FIFA rules when I talk about this, you can negotiate with another club when you're in the last 6 months of your contract. But then you find a club say to you, Marlo, that, listen, we'll inform you May 31 whether we are keeping you or not. You're a month away from.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's part of your contract.
Too late.
Yeah, they've already broken FIFA rules. So the option, you can include it, yes, but it must say, we'll inform you by 1 January. So now, if they don't, then you've got the 6 months to find something. Daniel Cardoso spoke about these things, but people become emotional because he left Kaizer Chiefs and he had a lot to say. People become emotional about it.
100%.
Yeah, you can't be. Like, you have to look at the players. These guys are not like some robots where you have to press and, they don't operate like that. They're human beings.
Is this the type of content that people should look forward to on your platform?
Yeah,
it's that
absolutely.
breaking news, it's that deep dive into what's going on.
And I'll always discuss that without any fear.
Yeah, 100%. I love that play of words. Tiyani Mabasa, but get in touch with us. I mean, are you a fan of sports? Get in touch with us. Maybe you'll be sitting next to us here on the couch one of these days. That's Off the Pitch Media 5 or Off the Pitch Media 7 at gmail.com. And who knows, man, you could be joining us. But join us again for the second segment where Tiyani is going to be talking about the current season that we are in on Off the Pitch. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I just feel like if it's 0-0, go for the win. Do this after.
What would Thomas say we did that in training?
He'd be sent in. Yeah. Be sent in.
Off the Pitch is back, segment 2. Man, we are having an absolutely brilliant show here with Tiyani Mabasa, who's joining us again for the second segment as we dive deeper into some of the things happening. Tiyani, from a this season point of view, I mean, let's have a look at maybe some of the top signings that you see have happened, some of the clubs that have made some big moves with regards to the transfer window and where you see them finishing up the season.
Yeah, no, a lot of clubs have actually made some good moves, which is, very good, to see. The good thing about the PSL is that clubs are there and they realize they can't keep going and adding to the numbers. They've gone through that and they are tired of it, and which is good to see. You don't want to end up like overseas leagues, even some leagues here in Africa, where the season starts, the winners.
Already.
No, I can't leave.
But is it not like that in South Africa with Sundowns? A lot of people are saying, look.
No, but you can see that people are willing to challenge them. And with our league as well. To be fair, it's never been as predictable. Maybe the last few seasons because of Sundowns' dominance. Yes, I can understand it. But this is not La Liga where, Real Madrid and Barcelona, it's between them. You go to Egypt, it's Al-Ahly, Zamalek. That's why they even have this thing that to qualify for the Champions League, they do it halfway in Egypt. Yeah, because of the timing and the time and the period, and you need to submit your teams. But they can do that because they know who's going. They know Zamalek and Al-Ahly will be number 1 and number 2.
100%. Top business for you this season. Who has made the most impressive from a signing point of view from the clubs in the PSL?
Yeah, I've been impressed by clubs like Kaizer Chiefs, Amazulu. They've done very well as well. For me, when you look at the club like Amazulu as well, they say we just don't want to add to the numbers. Even last season, when people thought, maybe it's not a bad position to finish in, but they said no. They want to compete. That's why they signed Ethan Brooks when we thought he was going to maybe go to Kaizer Chiefs. Gabadino Mango, where
good signing,
a good player,
very good
signing for them. But the club that needed to respond, or the clubs that needed to respond are Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates.
They need to get back challenging.
Yeah, they've been poor. Let's be honest.
Talking about Amazulu, before I let you go on this, you look at life and the two sides between like Benny McCarthy, you get fired from one club and now he's at Manchester United. Life sometimes works in such funny ways. A word for you for Benny McCarthy and what he's going to do now?
I think at Amazulu it was not much about the results.
Yeah.
More to do with the clash of personalities between him and maybe the chairman, Mr. Zungu. Remember when Amazulu signed this guy from, I forgot his name, the striker. Benny was in shorts.
Yeah.
Benny was distant.
Sure.
And I think the message was clear that this is not my signing. And I think that was happening a lot behind the scenes, where Benny says, we need this type of quality. They bring in something else. That's what the clash.
Similar to Mourinho when he used to complain at Man U about not getting the signings that he actually wanted.
Yeah, you can't do much about it. Steve Compella was at Chiefs, and he had a list, I think, of 8 players, and he got none of them. And when he's fired or he leaves, we say he failed. Based on what?
Problems with South African football. Let's talk about Orlando Pirates quickly. The new coach now, the man, not a lot of people know about him. His CV for you, how do you see him now settling in?
CV of him poor,
Wow, Tiyani, that's quite a strong statement. But yeah,
it is poor.
Glad that you are just giving it to us raw.
Look at it. What has it done? Even Coach Pito talks about it all the time. That if you're going to bring someone here, they better be better than what you've got. It's as simple as that. For me, if you want this league to be better, you can't be experimenting with with these guys. And I'll be fair to Pirates as well. They've brought in other coaches that didn't have the best of CVs, but they did well. Like Ruth Kroll, he did well for them. Costa Papic, even though it didn't mean anything, but he played good football. Hence we end up, like these days, hence we end up with these names like plumbers and stuff like that. But,
South Africans and these names.
They'll come up with that because of these things,
But let's give the man an opportunity.
But the bottom line is giving someone an opportunity.
Give him time
to do what they can do, and at the end of the day, they're judged based on results. And if it doesn't bring the results, the names that they've already, called him, you know, it'll come back to bite me.
Tiyani doesn't want to mention farmers, but Tiyani, let's talk about a brand that has really been instrumental in South African football. That's calling Black Label. I think there's been a lot of confusion with regards to these two sponsorship deals that have just taken place.
Yeah.
I think for the viewers, just clarify in terms of what are these two tournaments that this brand is trying to get involved with from a South African football perspective.
Yeah, no, the first one that was mentioned, the Calling Black Label Cup, is the League Cup, which means for the 16 clubs. That will start beginning of 2023.
Just after the World Cup.
Season. Yeah. So that's not now. So that will happen next year. So that's the League Cup for all 16 clubs. The one that they mentioned recently that it's gonna be played on November 12th is more like your old charity cup.
Yes, I remember that.
Where you have 4 clubs that are voted in and to participate in a one-day tournament.
Okay, because there was confusion in the market.
Yeah, the semi-final, the first one will be like probably at 10 o'clock. And then you have the one at 12
At 12 and the final at 3 or 4.
Yeah, so that's how this one works. And this one will has that element of charity in it, where some of the monies are gonna go to a charity, nominated by one of the voters who wins and things like that, which is good. We always wanted the charity cup to come back, but they must have this kind of tournament, a one-day tournament, before the beginning of the season. That's when you have an opportunity to see the new signings, the clubs in their new kit, all those kind of things. So if we can go back to that, it's exciting for the fans. I think what has been happening, which is quite wrong from the club's perspective, is that they play their preseason behind closed doors. Everyone is left guessing what's happening, who's training with who, and so on and so on. But these clubs, Malo, they belong to their supporters.
Definitely. Tiyani, quickly, I know you're still going to be with us on a couple more shows. How can people get in touch with you? What's coming up shortly, quickly, with regards to yourself?
Unplayable is only on 2 platforms, on Twitter and at Unplayable ZA, on Facebook, Unplayable, ZA as well. We can't do Instagram. We football fans, we don't have the
no
data
Instagram.
for these things.
Yeah.
It's too expensive, but it's gonna have its own website
100%
in a week or so, which is quite exciting for me. But obviously, looking for sponsors. There's nothing much you can do without sponsors.
Tiyani, it's been absolutely brilliant having you on the show, and look forward to seeing you definitely sometime soon. But thank you so much. That was Tiyani Mabasa from Unplayable. Follow him on all of his social media platforms. And third segment, we will be with King Curtis talking all things Rugby Championship. Stay tuned. Thanks for continuing with us here on Off the Pitch Sports Show. And in the first 2 segments, we were with the one and only Tiyani Mabasa talking all things football and what's happening in the local front with the PSL. But my man is back in studio. That is King Curtis Ngumalo, all things rugby. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, my brother. It's good to be back home, and looking forward to an incredible season, and let's take it on.
Looking smart.
That's what I do best. That's what I do best, man.
Shahab, let's talk about it. I mean, the rugby championship that we've experienced now, obviously with the Springboks. I mean, there's a lot that's happened with regards to Wales in that. Talk to us about some of the big games that we witnessed in the last couple of weeks.
It's been interesting. It's been interesting. That's all I can start off with. And to have the champions. The champions are 100%. Back home. So we haven't watched Springbok rugby since 2019. Sibabuga Bewina Rugby World Cup. And now they're back home. And
stadiums were packed. It was great atmosphere.
Yes, we are with COVID, and to watch the boys back home, it's been an amazing experience. And now I got the opportunity to go watch all the 3 games live. And thanks to Sports Nation, who took me there and actually got to witness the champions being back at home. And it's been an interesting winning the series, even though it was 2-1. We thought we were gonna whitewash. But
how were Wales for you?
Wales told us
very
something
improved. Very impressive rugby that they played. I mean, it was 2-1. there were times where I thought, okay, the Springboks are up for it now. We could potentially lose the championship.
Not putting Wales down and everything like that, but Wales are Wales. We knew exactly what sort of game. We knew Den Bigger what sort of game he plays, as he's the leader of the team. But it's more of a Springbok. It came here, but we thought probably they'll bring something else. Yes, they haven't played for his Katasning, but Mabugi first game, not impressive. We thought probably they still had Jits and Jets. Probably they haven't played together for a long time. But if Mabugi score, it's not the Springbok score that the best thing. We thought probably Wales says we clean as our defense line was poor, and yes, we have those few attacking, but not impressive rugby. Not impressive rugby. And if Ubugi's second game, very well done from the coaches. I don't even want to say Nima, probably well done to Erasmus to actually probably...
You're still not convinced with this coach?
I've never been convinced because I know his background, like even soccer. If CV yakhe bad, bad.
Sure.
And siyazi CV yakhe eziqhamuka apha bekuyifizio umjita suddenly useyena head coach asazi ukuthi yini okufika lapho, but thanks to Erasmus impintshi yakhe bakwazi ukumfaka. But if ubuka i-second game, yes, we lost the game, but it was impressive to see these young boys being introduced. If you look at Arendse,
because we need depth in our squad ultimately.
One thing I can say, depth is what we have, and these guys at the coaching system, they've got nice life problems. The depth corner, we've actually got 3 squads. And if you look at the second game, there was a third team that actually went there and performed, and we lost the game with 2 points, 1 point, which was so
impressive. Our second string is becoming equal or as close to our first team as possible.
These guys are Springbok. Jake White said it best, Uguti. If you coach Springbok, you're not here to test players. You're here to win.
You are ready.
You're here to win. So Ireland ukuthi sisatesta sisenza lutho kuningi ekusashoda kwi-Springbok, if I must say. These young boys sisadlalisa amakhehla oleru asibazi basafunani namba no-Dwayne basabuyiswa kuma-system singa-understand ukuthi babuyiselani. Yes, bathiwa bazo-consult, but no. This is Springbok system. Awuzili consultant la. It's no coaches, no sticks, bakhona abo-coach.
Who from the third string, second team, do you think maybe deserves a chance in the first team?
Of course, bakhona aphelele fast. Abantu la manje sakhala ngabo, our Arendse, of course, and surely moving forward. Abantu sazobabona laba because naba no Colby balimala njalo. No. Susi Uvisa actually starting, solid player. Na ngisafuna ukubona umfana lo kuma Sharks naye ongabizwanga uFenta number 7. Uzonika i-challenge usiyakholisa phela nakhona lapho masethi uyabizwa, but abadlali bakhona abadlali. That's one thing. Ukubona okhutha abafana bama-Sharks ama-props to actually getting a debut. It's been an
How's the quota situation with rugby? I mean, there hasn't been much spoken about it since we've won the World Cup, but where are we with that with regards to, the quota system with regards to rugby players being introduced?
Saru was clever making Siakholisa captain, and then we kept quiet.
Yeah.
So, but nakhona if ubuki system still say 8 black players, and then the rest is one. The rest will be about 15 white players. So naloko still kusabona noziningi lezi intwana einsundu ezifana nathi kusamela ngempela ziyangena kuma system. Esinga understand ukuthi why ngempela bengabangeni. To see Willemse coming in, it's impressive. But Leru Nkosiyama, they did the job, and he's a legend, but abaqhele kwi-system. But yonke le tour, it's been impressive because not just looking at just the Springbok, but looking at also other teams, because the World Cup is coming next year. So
a lot of competition.
Our team as challenge. Ireland, wow.
Absolutely brilliant.
Wow, what a game that they came up with. To play New Zealand, Ukshay New Zealand, 2 games. It's unheard of, and it's impressive, and they're gonna give us a challenge. If Nazi, we don't change our game structure, and we're going right now to actually go to New Zealand sometime soon. So ukuthi thina asikakalungisi izinto zethu sakhathela ibhola sikhethe.
King Curtis is going to wrap up the championship that happened on Saturday with regards to South Africa versus New Zealand. So listen to his analysis in this post-match. Stay tuned.
I will never take anything away from the Rhino.
Yeah.
He's a deserved Springbok.
Yeah.
But today, Malcolm proved a point for why he should start.
Yeah. So you're man of the match. Will you agree, Aaron, sir? So we move with the one point. He's the future. So should we move Colby and just go straight up?
I don't think we're ready for that.
Ayero.
Let's not be drastic. Kobe's still injured.
Yeah.
You know? But I think it's a good problem to have where there's so many stars in the same position. Except for Lukai, there's only one.
Oh,
Yeah.
but if we get game we back they in Joburg, full stadium again, everyone is packed.
Sold out.
Are we winning that one?
I'll call it. Yeah. yeah.
We're gonna win it?
It's not the same Springboks, guys. If you understand how committed these boys are to winning, it's not even, we're not the same Springboks that New Zealand
Can you say though, Woods moving right now? We're a few months away. If actually we're like a year away from the World Cup. We're a year.
As Papi.
And if you see Ireland, Ireland it wasn't China.
We're not talking about the World Cup yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not. We're not. We've still got to get through New Zealand.
Yeah.
Still got to get through Australia.
Yeah.
Still got to get through Argentina.
There is a championship.
Still got to get through Europe. Yeah. Lalela, as Papi. Yeah. Sila.
And that was absolutely brilliant analysis there from King Curtis Umalo, breaking down the Springboks versus New Zealand in the game that happened on Saturday. But thank you at home for watching this episode of Off the Pitch, and we look forward to seeing you very, very soon with more sports action. My name is Mando Ramashaba. Stay tuned.